the key is to say, if you think it's feasible, then you want to tell us and yourself exactly who the target market is. Sometimes it'll be the end user, the person who's going to buy your product. Sometimes you're creating a product that's going to be resold by others. And then the question is, who are you actually preparing your pitch for? The wholesaler or for the end user, the final customer? In any of these, the thing that's most important is to try and find some people who will buy your product and get it out there, get the word out there, and be really passionate about it. One of the real challenges is to find the people who are gatekeepers. In the area of cell phone apps, software, and the like, there are an awful lot of bloggers and reviewers online. And if they like your product, if they like your service, they will promote it on their blogs, they'll promote it in the online magazines they edit, and you could become famous overnight. If you're aiming for corporations, then you have a little bit harder challenge. You can find the corporate buyers, but finding out what they're looking for and what will make them happy really requires more face-to-face time. Another way to find your target customers is to go back to Freud's old saw, which is pain or gain. Who's hurting the most? Because the people who are hurting the most might be the best. If you can solve their problem, they're your best customers. On the other hand, everyone feels like they can use more money, especially these days. And if you've got an idea that could provide more profit to some people, talk to them about it. You'll always find people who are willing to listen. One other thought, and this is important for folks in arts where you might be making one-of-a-kind kinds of products, is to look for people that are price insensitive, which is a fancy economic term to say they don't give a damn about how much it costs. Selling to rich people is always great because for a lot of them, price is no object. In fact, sometimes they're happier to pay more because it means it's more exclusive. There are also people who are insensitive to price. If you, God forbid, you have a sick kid and someone has a product that can make your kid well now, you want it now. You will pay the extra money to make your kid feel better this moment. And that's a practical example of price insensitivity. If you have a scarce resource, right now American gold coins, I think are almost $1,400 a pop. If you have gold coins and there are a few of them around, you can get top dollar for them. Scarcity is always an issue. So, with the information on the industry, the information on how profits are made, the information on your target customer, you're ready to go and do a feasibility study. You also have the basics to start building a business plan if it seems feasible. Let me point out, most of the entrepreneurship professors talk about business plans and feasibility studies because those are kind of like the major projects for a semester. And they're very, very common. They're understood by a lot of people, and in fact expected by a lot. But there's some other opportunities out there. You can do a mini plan. These days, it's not unreasonable to have a student do a 2 to 5 page type of executive summary, sort of a general overview of the different aspects of your business proposal, and then attach your financials to it. Sometimes just doing the 2 to 5 page executive summary for a business plan is enough to get people interested in your product and ask them to have them come back to you and ask for more. Idea to Product is a national competition. If you Google Idea to Product, you'll see it's headquartered at the University of Texas Law School, and they have a global competition for new ideas. And it's a really simple approach. It's 9 questions. We have students across the campus do it, and they find it really helpful. Many of them find, if once they've done an I2P, that they can do very quick feasibility analyses on almost any kind of product because they know what to look for. There are some great simulations out there. The one that we favor here is GoVenture, which has a small business simulation. The neat thing about simulations are that students can get a sense of how businesses flow, how customers relate to profits and things like that, and it gives them a feel for the business, which a lot of time is hard, especially when we're talking about undergraduates who don't have a lot of real-world experience. A screening plan is basically an executive summary and the financials for a business startup. Industry studies are the case where we're going back to the slide we were talking about where you were looking at BizMiner and Ibis World and Mintel, is to go back and say, the industry I'm interested in, whether it's like we were talking about landlines versus cell phones, and landlines is an industry in decline, cell phones is an industry on the rise. And actually doing those sorts of studies can be instructive and a different kind of report you can have your students do. One other thing, particularly useful if you're in engineering, if you're in the arts, if you're in computer programming, is to create a prototype, literally create a model of what it is you would like to do. And doing that gives people very often a much clearer sense of how your product would operate, how it would look, how it might feel. And that helps judges get a much more realistic idea of what it is you're trying to propose. I think
one of the things that at Columbia, what we do is we have a arrangement with our portfolio center where students actually have the opportunity to start their own website. And we actually help them get a domain name, and we actually help them launch a website. And they upload we don't have a written plan anymore. We actually create an online version of the plan. And we give them the option of making it public or not. So they may choose not to publish the website, or they may choose to publish it. And it gives them a sort of a head start with what they are looking to do. And since most of our students are artists, they need to have a visual. They think visually. They need to understand. They only represent what they do visually. So rather than fighting that natural instinct, we actually ask them to put things on the website so they can capture. If it's a fashion student, she would actually find her clothing items and then put it online. And we actually have students who launch the business while in school.